Hi everyone. So today we will be starting our course on writing for IELTS, and without wasting any time, let's begin. Let's talk about the writing task in IELTS. So the writing task in IELTS is done to test your ability to communicate about day-to-day practical issues, maybe personal or official, but in a written form. The writing module makes up to 25% of your total IELTS score, but that's not it. However, good writing skills are crucial for the overall exam because the reading and listening modules also, the answers are written in writing, right? It's a written form. So that's why writing is a very important thing to work on. Let's move further. So there are two types of writing task. Number one, writing task one. For academic, it is a report writing. So you get some information either in the form of diagrams, graphs, tables, charts, whatever, and you describe that information. For general, it is a letter writing. So that letter writing could be on any topic. So the time duration is 20 minutes. And the word limit is not less than 150 words, which means that at least minimum 150 words are required. That is the threshold. You can go up to 180 words, but 150 is the limit. Now looking at writing task 2, that is an essay type question or essay, which is same for both general and academic tests. And the time duration for this task is 40 minutes. And you have to write not less than 250 words. So again, you can go up to 280 words, but the threshold is 250. So I hope this is clear. Now, what are the parameters of assessment? There are 4 parameters of assessment on which your writing task, whether it is 1 or 2, letter, essay or report, it is tested. So how it is checked? It is checked. Number 1 is task achievement. So task achievement means whether you have answered the question correctly, which means that did you understand the question and you're writing relevant answer. Another point here is whether 150 word limit is covered or not. Then comes cohesion and coherence, or coherence and cohesion, which means how well your ideas are written and how well you have linked or connected your ideas together. So it's about how easily somebody can read and understand what you're trying to say. Another thing is that whatever you're trying to say, it should be knitted well together. It should be in a story form, or you can say the reader should find it interesting. And the best tool or the most important tool for coherence and cohesion is the connecting words, the linkers, moreover, furthermore, in addition, etc. Third parameter is lexical skills. So lexical skills basically means vocabulary. So how good or how vast your vocabulary is. Now, how you can improve your vocabulary is, it's not about going and opening a dictionary and learning 5 words every day. That's not how you prepare for an exam. You have to be smart about it. So what you need to do is, whatever words you know, just try to enhance your existing vocabulary. For example, I know the word beautiful, so I just need to find one more word which means beautiful. That is, I need to find a synonym for beautiful, but I just have to find one. So that is attractive. So instead of saying beautiful, beautiful, beautiful whenever I'm explaining something, I can just switch the words in between. I can say it's beautiful, it looks attractive to me. So that way my language will not be repetitive. It will show my vocabulary, or technically lexical skills. Now, the 4th parameter is grammatical range. Grammatical range means it's pretty clear that how good you are at grammar. So you need to have proper knowledge of tenses, verbs, and most importantly, the sentence structures you're using, they have to be grammatically correct. So now sentence structures are of different types, which is an in-depth topic and a topic for different time. But for now, you need to know that you either have to use compound, which means joining 2 sentences or 2 phrases, or complex, joining more than two to three, four, or whatever phrases or sentences together. And this is somehow related to cohesion as well, because you need connectors or linkers to link different sentences in order to make them look well knitted, and it should make a clear sense of what you're trying to say. So these are the four parameters, and this why it is important to understand these parameters is because if you will not know on what basis you are being assessed, you will never understand where you're lacking or where you need to work on. So you need to know what are the four parameters and which one you are lacking on and which one you need to work on. Let's move ahead. Now we will be talking about general writing task 1, that is letter, in this video. So letter writing, basically there are three types of letters that you can see in your IELTS. Number 1 is informal, number 2 is semi-formal, number 3 is formal. So informal letters basically means personal letters in common language. So we often write these letters either to our friends or our relatives or the people we know and we admire. So this letter, what you have to remember is, you know the person and the topic you're writing is a little bit personal to you. Either you're giving an advice or suggesting, or you're asking for favors. So this is what it is all about. So for example, write a letter to your friend asking him dash dash dash, whatever may be the question. Now next is semi-formal. Semi-formal means it's not properly formal, but it's in between. So in between, which means that, just a way to remember is that you know the person you're writing to, but you're writing for an official purpose or some you can say some formal purpose. For example, if you are complaining about something to your landlord, so that is an official purpose. Okay, next is formal letter. Now formal letter is official letter, for example applications, request letters, and all those things. Now what you have to remember here is that you know the person you're writing to. Another thing is your purpose of writing is formal. So yeah, for example, if you are writing a letter to a local newspaper or the editor of a newspaper, or you are writing a job application, so all these letters are formal letters. So now we have three types of letters: informal, semi-formal, formal. Now we will split these letters and see how many parts are there. So broadly there are 5 parts. Number 1 is the greeting part. Number 2 is the opening statement. Number 3 is the body structure. Number 4 is the closing statement. And number 5 is the ending part. Here we will not be discussing body structure because we will discuss it later in the video, but we will start with the greetings. So for informal, you can be a little casual. You can say dear Sam, dear John, whatever your friend's name is, or whomever you're writing to, you can just start with dear and straight away write their names. And for semi-formal and for formal, it's different. For semi-formal, you have to be a little formal in your words. For example, you can, if you're writing to a landlord, let's say, so dear Mrs. Jane or Mrs. Jones or whatever name it is, you just have to think of a hypothetical name. But for a formal letter, you don't know the person, so you'll be writing dear sir or madam. Now the opening statement for informal can be, I hope you're doing well, I was meaning to talk to you from a long time, or anything that is casual. So you can be a little casual in your language, whereas for formal letter, you have to explain the purpose why you're writing the letter. For example, in semi-formal, you can say, I'm writing to inform you about so-and-so situation. For formal letter, I am writing in response to this. So means you have to be clear with the purpose of writing when you're writing semi-formal or a formal letter. But in informal letter, you can be casual about it. Body structure we'll be skipping for now. Let's talk about closing statement. Closing statement again can be casual. For example, in informal letter, you can say, I can't wait to see you next month, or take care of your family, or best, give my best to so and so. So these kind of things. Whereas in semi-formal and formal, again you have to have a statement which will get you some action. So I look forward to hearing from you soon, looking forward to your prompt action, something like that. Now ending, again, informal ending can be best wishes, lots of love, yours truly, something like that. But for semi-formal and formal, it has to be either yours sincerely or yours faithfully. So yours sincerely is when you use it, it is for the person you know their name, so you can write yours sincerely. But if you don't know the name of the person and the person is unknown to you, then you will write yours faithfully. Now, there's a question in front of you on the screen. You can see the question. Let me read it aloud for you. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. Write a letter to your landlord complaining about the noise in the blocks of a flat which he owns. You should include what the situation is, why it bothers you, and suggest what you would expect him to do. Write at least 150 words. You do not need to write any addresses. Begin your letter as follows, that is, dear dash. So the introductory part, or you can say the statement of the question, write a letter to your landlord, gives you the exact situation, what it is, and also helps you to identify what kind of letter it is, whether it is formal, informal, or semi-formal. Again, the bullet points you get, they give you the structure of the body of the letter that we'll discuss. So how you have to frame the body of the letter you get from these bullet points. The last part where you see dear dash, so dear dash means you know the person, so it can either be a semi-formal letter or can be an informal letter. If it was a formal letter, then it would be dear sir or madam. Now let's practice. So we'll be dividing the parts of the letter, and we'll also be talking about the body structure. So the body structure will include the explaining the situation, describing it, and suggesting solutions to that. So you see how we will write this letter is, we'll do the greeting first, dear Mr. James. Then the opening statement will be, I am writing to inform you about a noise problem we have been facing for almost a month. Now we'll explain. My friend and I rent one of your apartments in the city, and the upstairs tenants are very loud and noisy. Moreover, they often play loud music or hold parties during the weekdays, which is a problem for us. Now we'll describe the problem further. As you know, we are students studying and working part-time on a strict schedule. In fact, midnight and weekends are the only times we get some rest or study for our assignments. However, the continuous noise disturbs us a lot, especially during the weekdays when everyone has to wake up early for work. Now we'll say what you would like to happen. Apparently, we made several requests to keep the volume down, but nothing seemed to work. Therefore, we would be grateful if you talked to them and got the situation sorted at the earliest. Now, a closing statement. I look forward to a prompt action from your side. End of the letter. Yours sincerely, XYZ. So this is how you frame the entire letter, and this is how you use the bullet points to explain the situation and create a body structure for your letter. I used connectors like moreover, however, so and so, just to well knit my thoughts and ideas and link them properly, so that the person who's reading, they can understand what I'm trying to say and what the situation is. And yes, I used correct grammar. So all the skills are done. And most importantly, now I'll check my word count. So my word count is 161, which is fine because I had to write almost like not less than 150. So I have written 161 and I'm on a safer side. So that's how a letter or writing task 1 has to be done. Now it's your time to practice, and you can practice the same question, or you can choose a question for yourself, practice it, write your answer, and you can email your answers to me so that I can check them for you and give you a proper response and let you know that what things are missing and what changes you can do to make it better. So see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.